Welcome to Cosmic Slop Radio. I'm Eric Thomas.
And I'm Sonia Lee, and welcome to the New Moon Review.
The mid-year New Moon Review.
The mid-year New Moon Review. We have been talking about this new moon, which is today, June 27th, and we did a little reflecting back to January 1st.
Yeah.
And we had a new moon on New Year's Day, and it was a great time for setting intentions for what we wanted 2014 to look like. And as we were comparing notes about the new moon experience in Cancer today, which I also had mentioned, it was interesting, the new moon at the beginning of the year was in Capricorn, which is very mental and practical and
methodical, logical,
hardworking, you know, all of that made me a little worried.
I'm learning.
Yes, you are. It's doing really good with this stuff. And today in Cancer, it's all about feelings and nurturing and safety and
love.
And love. So we thought, what better show to offer today than kind of take a look at your first 6 months and how's it been working out for you?
Well, for me personally?
Well, just...
or just generically to everybody, but personally, it's been phenomenal. And I'm in a whole different place than I thought I'd be in January.
Oh, yes.
A lot of my intentions and hopes have come to be and are beautiful, and some I've erased off my board and say, you know what, that's not that important now. But in this last 10 days, that I've said before, I'm building up this launching point, thinking, oh, this great stuff's going to happen, and now I find myself at this huge decision point, this crossroads about what I want my future to be.
Yeah.
And I have a whole different perspective of what that can be, and it's been this work, this first half of the year, and I need to do a first half review, because my second half is going to be very different looking. All positive and great.
Sure. But it's also like that, we were doing the football analogy, right? So this is the halftime locker room pep talk or ass kicking, depending upon where you're at, you know. It's a time to reassess the first half of the game, who, you know, fumbled, who completed their pass.
Who surprised you?
Who had the Hail Mary, you know.
Hail Mary.
And, you know, what's the second half going to look like? So, you know, let's talk about that a little bit. So, you know, as we said, the first moon, new moon in January is about setting your intentions. As all New Year's intentions or resolutions or whatever terminology you use, I like intentions better because I think it's more positive. Resolving to do something or not to do something sounds a little bit like work to me.
Well, and intentions give you some wiggle room.
That's true.
I intended to do this.
That's right.
Things change.
That's right. And my ears and my eyes. And we can look at the first 6 months and the intentions that we set and the goals that we met or abandoned, and we're now sitting here, you know, 6 months into the year, in a different space, hopefully. And so now it's a matter of looking back and going, okay, so this worked, this didn't, this shifted, this changed, and
this is important, this isn't.
And so now how are we going to plant those seeds and set that intention for the last 6 months? The other thing that I think is so profound about this first 6 months in review is we had some pretty serious months that were challenging, to use a word. Anybody remember February or April? For those of you that did not, and I've now sparked your PTSD, I'm sorry. It'll be okay. Just breathe. But yeah, there was some big changes, and there needed to be big changes because, as I've said before, you know, the dress rehearsal is over. This is our life. We're living it. And whether we are aware of it or we're conscious about it or we're intentional about it or not, all of us together collectively are riding this cosmic wave together to a new space. And it's a great thing. But it has been something that has left a few of us, you know, with some wounded wings, or needing a hug, or just being in such a state of bliss and gratitude. Your mileage may vary.
It's the bliss and gratitude for me, and confusion.
And confusing.
Because as now I see these like other possibilities for my future open up, I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit startled by the shift I've had. First of all, that's really thrown me.
Yeah.
But second of all, it's been, how could I have so many great options?
Well, why not? Why not? Why can't you have so many great options?
Because it's tough.
Well,
Because it's like, wow, I can't go wrong on either path I feel right now.
yeah.
But
I think there are worse spots you could be in than that,
Oh,
though.
yeah. But
Which
it's
again is
still-
the bliss and the gratitude, because
which is still though the confusion about choice and decision making and how do you get clear with yourself and choose really the right path. So whether you're kind of asleep and trying to figure out which way to go, or if you've been working a practice for a while, you still get to these points of, well, which way do I go?
yeah, the
But-
fork in the road.
Right, but with a practice and a context, I don't have the stress of that. And I can sit clear with myself and say, you know what is my future? What would I like it to look like?
Sure.
And what in my truest heart do I know I want?
Yeah. And for some of you, you might be blocked. And
Yeah.
you might feel like, what happened? I was doing so great, and then all of a sudden I just hit this wall. I would tend to lend more into that category. And it was for me an opportunity to stop and look. Sometimes walls aren't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's so that you can pick your nose up from the grindstone and see and survey where you're at and go, okay, is this still how's my work turning out? It's like when I've heard that when people are painting, that they're standing there and they're painting, and every once in a while they'll take a step back and look at the painting from a distance because it changes their perception.
Make happy little trees.
Happy little truth, I love it. So, whatever you are on that spectrum, I like to call it the pendulum swing, the one extreme or the other, or somewhere in the middle, just know that, hey, here you are 6 months in, and look at all the great things that have happened, and look at all the big shifts that are happening, the big, bold moves that you've been taking. It is time to give yourself a round of applause.
Woo!
The kids like it. And if you haven't and you aren't and you're sitting there going, what are they talking about? Then you need to call us.
Then definitely call us.
Because there's some things that you need to, look at and think about and talk about in your life. Because I can almost, probably guess without even knowing you, that you're probably not very happy in your life. You probably don't know why, and you probably don't know what to do about it.
Or you do know why and don't know what to do about it. It's that truth you're going to have to accept about the change you need to make, and that can be tough.
So then this is when the tough coach comes in to the locker room. You get the the defensive coach that comes and says, great job pushing them back, keeping them from making that goal. And then, your offensive coach comes in and go, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Do you not know how to carry a damn ball down to the field goal, for God's sake? So that might be where you're at. And that might not be a bad thing, because what's going to happen? It's not a bad thing. But, if you don't like to be yelled at, you might not think it's a great thing. But what it's doing for you is it's allowing for you to get that motivation, to get that fire lit under your rear end, to get in the game and change the second half. And that's where we can come in and help on a one-to-one basis with helping you to get up to speed so that you can go out and play the second half and prevail.
Yeah, manifest
And
what
win.
you want.
And
Yeah,
manifest
exactly.
what you want, yes.
You need to do it, it's a common theme for us, obviously, because it's the truth
Yeah.
for our practice, but it's getting that clarity. It's about getting to the heart of the matter with clarity and seeing what truly do I want and what do I want to create. And right now is a perfect time, because there's the new moon tonight
Yeah.
along with this. So planting new intentions, creating new things, this is the day.
Wiping the slate clean, starting with a blank slate.
Yeah.
Whatever it is for you, whatever you feel called for, embrace it.
Answer the
Sit with
calling.
it. Plant those seeds, write it out and bury it in the ground so that it can manifest for you in the second half of your life. And I will tell you from an astrological perspective, we are starting to see some ease now in all this planetary squeezing that we've had going on. For those of you that don't understand, just know, go out at night and look at the stars. Because the stars that are out there now and the alignment of the stars that are out there now are like something that has never been documented in our recorded history, because it's been, 26,000 years or so for some of these planetary alignments to show up like this again. So just look at those and take a couple of deep breaths and allow yourself to become one with the universe. And maybe in that moment right there, you'll feel the tugging, that stirring within you that'll lead you to want to look at other things, dig a little deeper.
Or as you see the expanse of space up there, understand you can expand to fill all that.
Absolutely.
Part of it is looking within, and part of it is expanding outward. Yeah. It's finding the balance in that.
And showing up.
Showing up for yourself, and then why won't you show up for yourself sometime?
Sure.
The internal saboteur and all the hurt and all that.
Yeah.
Again.
And then showing up for the world, because there again, you came here with a purpose. We all came here with a purpose. Are you living your life's purpose? And if you're not living your life's purpose, why not? And what's it going to take for you to make some changes and start living that life that is filled with joy?
Or do you even know your life purpose? And I would offer that in the 6 months of this year, it's really been this month, all the change in my head, but my purpose and direction has shifted.
Yeah, absolutely. And mine as well.
What my priorities are for moving forward in my personal life have changed considerably.
Wait, I like how you say though, moving forward, because everything that's happening with the shifting and the tweaking and the little fine tuning, it's still a forward momentum.
Yes.
And I think that's been the greatest thing about this year, and the biggest shift for me this year, as opposed to other years that I've been doing my spiritual practice and my spiritual work, in that it is continuously pushing and moving me forward. I'm not getting stuck. I'm not getting stagnant. I'm not going backward.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a continuous forward motion. And, hey, as long as I keep moving across, the ascension path, then I feel like I'm making progress. And it feels purposeful.
Well, and moving across and forward without dragging your past behind you.
Yeah, well, we let go of those Santa Claus bags of crap, though, right? That was the crap coat at the beginning of the year.
Take off the crap coat.
That's
right. All
right.
that debris that's clung to you, just let it all go and create a brand new future. I saw today on Facebook a little posting, it was Socrates, and it was the secret to change is putting all of your energy into moving forward and nothing from the past.
Yeah.
To paraphrase it. And that's exactly what this moment is right now.
Yeah.
On the planet, in your personal life, as cultures and everything else, it's time to just beautifully move forward.
Or as Dory says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, and you'll be fine. So, we are going to let you go now so that you can sit down and manifest and write out those intentions for the second 6 months. If you don't know what you do, just wipe the slate clean, take a couple of deep breaths, and dream. And dream big.
Write down everything. Don't judge yourself, don't censor yourself. Write down what you'd really love to see happen, and then let yourself look at that for a few days and see what those things would entail. Why did you even pick some of those? You know? And give yourself that opportunity. And when you find yourself stuck, or if you find yourself wondering how to connect deeper with your clearer intentions of what you'd really like to manifest, this is what our coaching practices are about.
That's what we help you do. We help you to narrow down and find the core values and find the core desires and implement those in your life in truly an easy way once you're ready to surrender to the change. And this is also what this new moon is about. It's about surrendering and letting go of the attachment to everything that you've had experienced in this first 6 months, so that you can be open to the experiences and the manifestations in the next 6 months. So
and even if it's creating some of the same ideas and hopes that you wanted in a different way, in a different look.
Sure.
You can still carry forward this plan that you had from January, but now it could look very different, or it could look subtly different. But it's taking the time, sitting still, writing it out, whatever methods you prefer, to see what those are really about.
Yeah.
And what are they? What would you like your life to look like?
Sure. And that's where we can come in and really help, is with that fine tuning and the detailing. So, bring us your bullet points, bring us your rough draft, your outline, your blank sheet of paper, and let us help you explore and craft, your best life ever, because this is it, folks.
It really is.
So, with that, I'm Sonia Lake.
And I'm Eric Thomas.
And many, many blessings.
Peace.